Henry Winkler once stood in a phone booth on a studio lot, heart pounding, convinced he was about to hear the worst news of his life. When Ron Howard's voice came through the line, Henry's first thought wasn't anger or betrayal, it was pure terror, because the one person who made him believe in himself was about to walk away. Most people remember Happy Days as a feel-good story. Two guys, one iconic character, decades of friendship. But the real story is messier, more human, and honestly more remarkable than the highlight reel ever showed. Henry grew up in Manhattan, in a German immigrant family, where achievement was everything. But long before anyone gave it a name, he was struggling with dyslexia. His parents assumed he was lazy. That wound, the fear that approval could vanish the moment you stumbled, followed him straight into Hollywood. Even after earning his master's degree from Yale's School of Drama, cold readings on auditions were a genuine challenge. He compensated by listening harder, improvising smarter, and reading the person in front of him instead of the page. That instinct is exactly what made Fonzie work. In 1973, Winkler walked into an audition for what was supposed to be a minor supporting role on a nostalgic TV comedy. He changed his posture, dropped his voice, and walked out with the part. The show was Happy Days. The established star at its center was Ron Howard, a kid who had practically grown up on camera and knew television inside out. Henry was the theater-trained newcomer. Ron helped him understand the camera. Henry brought a looser, more spontaneous energy to the set. They clicked instantly, and something rare developed between them. A partnership where each instinctively followed the other's lead without needing to explain it. Then the audiences showed up, and they went absolutely wild for Fonzie. The cheers got longer, the fan mail shifted. Children everywhere were throwing thumbs up at strangers. Executives began floating a new title, Fonzie's Happy Days, which would have made official what the crowd had already decided. Ron Howard was prepared to leave the show entirely rather than accept that, and Henry Winkler, the person who stood to gain the most from that title change, refused to support it. He believed it would betray the ensemble that had built Fonzie's success in the first place. The title stayed. The hurt didn't entirely go away, but the line was drawn. Their friendship stretched far beyond the studio walls. Ron and his wife Cheryl chose Henry and his wife Stacy as godparents to their daughter Bryce Dallas Howard. Their families didn't just coexist, they grew up together. Henry even kept a narrow wooden shelf from the Happy Days set, the one where he and Ron had rested their coffee cups before scenes, covered in handwritten notes, cast signatures, and records of the pregnancies that brought Bryce and Zoe into the world. When Ron left the show in 1980 to chase his directing dream, he called Henry first. Henry was terrified, and then told Ron to go. Years later, Ron admitted that encouragement was exactly what he needed to hear. Henry hadn't known that for nearly 50 years. What makes this story extraordinary isn't the fame or the fallout. It's two people who chose honesty over performance when it actually mattered. Ron eventually admitted the imbalance had hurt him. Henry acknowledged the benefit without pretending it had been painless. No feud, no dramatic reconciliation, just two men who never let professional pain become personal betrayal. If that kind of loyalty resonates with you, hit like and subscribe. There's more where this came from.